Hi everybody and welcome back to F1 Manager 2022, and there is a reason we are on this page, because we're going to go and start the new season. Hooray! Yes, we're going into the new season. It's time to review this year's regulations, manage this season's engine, and negotiate new obligations with your sponsors. Now, I'm going to try and edit this in so that I can do a big reveal of our driver lineup this year. If that's possible, then hooray for me. If that's not possible and you see spoilers, then apologies up front. But yeah, here we go, into the new season. So in terms of sponsors then, this is what we're looking at. We rank 6th out of 10. The core funding amount that your sponsors will donate based on your team rating compared to other competitors, $88.3 million. Obligations, your sponsors provide additional funding in exchange for obligations that you must complete throughout the season. We must do 5. We don't have any additional ones at the moment. That's going to get us 14.3 million, which gives us a total of 102.6 million. So per race, we get 3.88, and at the pre-season, we get 17.25 million pounds, which is awesome. Okay, so going through what we can do. So merchandising, let's crank out loads of it. Your team must create merchandise featuring your sponsors paying. Paying to have that merchandise made requires an upfront cost, but selling it will increase your sponsor income. Yep, let's make 5,000 bits. And we will increase our income. Lovely stuff. Your team must host sponsor event in your factory on the day of a race session. Your factory will have to pause all car part manufacturing projects while hosting. 17 gets us 572. If we go all for 22 races, we'll go 20 races. 17, I don't know. Should we just do all the races? Emergency car part purchase will still be available. Yeah, let's do all the races. Give me all the money. Your team hosts a sponsor event in your factory. Your factory will have to pause all car part manufacturing projects while hosting. Car parts manufacturing is paused for the day of the event. So they're going 25, which is fine. I don't mind that. Yeah, why not? Okay. Race simulator event. Now, I've tactically missed out all the ones that involve the drivers, which is quite clever of me, isn't it? So, yes, you're not going to be getting spoilers that way. But in terms of driver appearances, we upped it for car number 1, I think is the way to describe it. For car number 1, we up driver appearances ever so slightly to get more money in. And race weekend driver appearances, we put both drivers onto 10 media appearances, which is going to bank us like 1.6 million over the season, which is hefty and nice to come in. So race simulator, your team must host a sponsor event in your race simulator. Your drivers won't be able to use the simulator while you're hosting these events, so they won't gain boosted experience. How much do we get if we host absolutely loads of them? 1 every week. That's probably a bit too much. Let's go for... I mean, how much do we get for 10? Yeah, let's get 1.6 million, 11. Lovely stuff. Race hospitality. Your team must host a sponsor event in the pit box during races. This will distract your pit crew and slightly reduce their performance. Ooh. Now, you're not getting a lot of money for that. I'm not going to... we're going to say no. We're going to say no to that one. We're going to say, nope, we don't want that. Memorabilia room event. Okay. Your team must host a sponsor event in your memorabilia room. The facility will be closed while hosting, so staff will not gain the usual morale boost. Again, it's not a huge amount of money coming in, so we'll just do... Is that worth it? That seems not worth it at all, that one. That really doesn't seem worth it. I'm going to... I'll tell you what, we're going to put that on to 10. But then this simulator one, your team hosts a sponsor event in your race simulator. Your drivers won't be able to use the simulator while you're hosting these events, so they won't gain boosted experience. Now, we're going to edit that down. We're going to edit that down, and we're going to take 1 million from that. Yeah, okay, lovely. I'm just thinking, your team must host a sponsor event in your race simulator. Your drivers won't be able to use a simulator while you're hosting these events. So is that 7 over the whole year, or is that 7 on race weekends? So it's 7 of 22? Because if it's 7 over the whole year, that's not much at all, and we can up it. Your team must host a sponsor event in your memorabilia room. The facility will be closed while hosting. It doesn't say it's on... It just says number of event days, number of events. Nah, we're going to up that back up to 10. We're going to go back up to 10 with that. Your team must host in the pit box. Yeah, so the pit box one I definitely don't want to do. We'll just do that once. Yeah, we'll take it on. We'll get 25 grand for doing it once. And then the memorabilia room, again, it doesn't say it's on race day. Or it's on certain times. So, yeah, let's have 10. We'll just have 10 of them. We'll leave it ticked and go for 10. Right, I think that is all our sponsorship done. So let me click through and hopefully don't give any spoilers away. So it looks like we've upped our money a little bit. 4.3 million a race. Not including bonuses when they're paid to the drivers. But, yeah, lovely stuff. Okay, so season objectives then. 8th or above is still going to do. Long term is still points contender, which we did last year. So I'm very happy with that. Yeah, we finished 6th last year, so 8th or above should be doable again, although there are regulation changes. So in terms of our financial system, where we sit, the cost cap is £141 million. We are having 19 million come in right now. We're going to have an entry fee to the FIA of 1.1 million, so leaving us a balance of 18.813, which I assume is going to get added to our starting balance of 16.9. We'll find out. So in terms of the technical changes then, so everyone's going to be affected by these regulation changes, and we have done research into quite a number of parts. So our research is overtaken, so we're still going to be 2% better than all of this stuff. On the front wing, we haven't quite done enough in terms of brake cooling, but everything else I think covers off the research that we needed, which is awesome. On the rear wing, we're absolutely smashed the rear wing. Yeah, we're in a very good position with the rear wing. The side pods, we've done a really good job with them as well. The underfloor, we absolutely smashed drag reduction. So we could have a very good car at the beginning of this season. And then the suspension, we didn't get a chance to do anything. So our suspension is probably going to be the first thing we research in the start of Season 2 when the testing window opens. So in terms of financials then, in 2022, for finishing 6th, we got $62.816 million. That's not going to change going into 2023. In fact, all the prize money is staying exactly the same for this year as well. And there have been no rule changes in terms of testing or anything like that. Everyone keeps exactly what they want. We finished 6th, so we get 8 points per race for finishing 6th. In terms of CFD, 6th position, we get 6 man hours on that. And the wind tunnel testing is exactly the same. I think nothing changes in that either. No, 76 hours. So we actually reduced. We got 80 hours last year. So this year we get 76. So not too bad. Aha, here we go. Picking our engine for next year is something I'm quite excited about. I'm not definitely choosing Ferrari. I just selected them so that it got rid of describing what was on. Now, I'm all about a name. So what name? Is it going to be Aston Martin Ferrari, Aston Martin Renault, Aston Martin Red Bull, or Aston Martin Mercedes? That is how I feel. Right, okay, so power, you get the most power out of the Red Bull powertrain engine. The power loss threshold is really high, and wear resistance is okay. Power loss threshold, you want it to be lower, I think, so that you lose less power as it... Yeah. So in that theory, Mercedes is the best because 70% power loss is better than losing 85% of your power as it becomes worn. So, okay, that might be why Max Verstappen was affected later on in the season. Thermal resistance, 50% is pretty good. Ferrari and Renault look worse on that. Fuel efficiency, it is dreadful at 40%. Okay, so it is the worst fuel one. So it's the best power but the worst fuel efficiency. Gearbox durability is pretty good at 60%. It's much better than everyone else. ERS durability is pretty low. They finished 2nd last year, which was Red Bull. Ferrari, on the other hand, 95%, so the second most powerful engine. Power loss threshold is better than Red Bull. Wear resistance is not as good as Red Bull. Oh, no, it's better than Red Bull. Thermal resistance, it's worse than Red Bull. Fuel efficiency is much better than Red Bull. Gearbox durability is worse. And ERS durability is much, much better. And they won the Constructors last year, did Ferrari. They're obviously 5 million difference in that as well. Renault at 91% power is only better than Mercedes. Mercedes bottom of the power unit. 75% power loss for durability, so Mercedes is winning that quite easily. 93% wear resistance is massive though. You're going to get much longer life out of the Renault engine. Thermal resistance, 45%, so better than... no, not quite as good as Red Bull, but better than Ferrari. Nowhere near as good as Mercedes. Fuel efficiency, 65%, so really fuel efficient, the Renault engine. You can really put less fuel in and get that round. Gearbox durability, 35%. You're going to be replacing your gearboxes pretty quickly in a Renault, and the ERS durability is better than Red Bull, but other than that is pretty much a midfield runner, but is the cheapest engine. They had their highest team finishing 4th. Okay, that's probably Alpine, I'd imagine. And then Mercedes, who we've sort of covered going through it. Well, anyway, standout elements here is that they've got a very good power loss threshold, the best, so you're going to have engines for longer. Actually, actual engine components are going to be better. Gearbox durability at 40% is pretty good as well. It's sort of, well, 3rd in rank, but not too bad. But 20 million for Mercedes, I feel like, is a bit of a rip. I'm sort of leaning towards Aston Martin Red Bull becoming a team. And I think that's what we're going to go for. Aston Martin, Red Bull, we're going to go full on power, knowing that we may have to replace some engines pretty quickly and fuel the car up a little bit more. I think Aston Martin, Red Bull has been born. Let's have a quick look. So there you go. This is the easier way to do it. They are first in power loss threshold, fourth in wear resistance. Okay, second in thermal resistance, fourth in fuel efficiency, first in gearbox durability, fourth in ERS durability. I guess the actual logical sense would be to take someone who's more middle of the road, which is Ferrari, is sort of everything, but it's 5 million more. They're only third in one, fourth in one, and then everything is top two. Red Bull is first in three, second in one, and then fourth in third categories. Fourth, second, first. I think Mercedes is not worth it for 20 million. If you're going to pay 20 million, you go for Ferrari. Aston Martin, Ferrari doesn't sound right. Aston Martin, Red Bull, I quite like the sound of that. We're going Aston Martin, Red Bull. So there we go. On the 1st of January, we're going to pay £15 million to Red Bull, I guess, to buy their engines. Lovely stuff. Okay, so the new season is here then, and this is how our car is looking. I'm desperately trying to not give our drivers away, but as you can see, everything is up on last year. So the fact that we finished 6th, we could be in a very good position this year. We do need to develop some car parts and stuff like that, but at the moment, it's all looking pretty good. New regulations are in effect, so just a reminder that anything that voted in last year is now here, which is fine. We can now start designing new car parts, so we'll look into that at some point too. We've got the ART allocations, which we spoke about before. So last season constructors, we finished 6th, so now we do have a little bit less in terms of CFD simulation for the wind tunnel and the ART restrictions, but the period is starting today. So 5.7 MAU hours, 76 hours in the wind tunnel. And you'll notice, those of you that are clever in here, I haven't clicked the team roster updates yet, because this is where we reveal our new driver lineup for Season 2. So holding on to his spot as Aston Martin reserve driver is Filip Drugovich. Yes, he kept his spot. He did pretty well, to be honest, whenever he came into practice. He is developing pretty well. We've got his braking up, reactions up. Cornering is going to be probably next. We do need to look at his overtaking, his adaptability for new tyres as well. But at the moment, I really want to focus on getting his pace up. Accuracy would be quite useful as well. But yeah, I think, well, maybe accuracy at the moment, less running wide. Yeah, let's go for accuracy with his point. But yes, in terms of driver number 3, it is Filip Drugovich, the Brazilian, keeping his spot. We kept his salary exactly the same, just giving him another year, and he's doing, I'm hoping he'll get a lot of practice sessions. So yeah, I mean, I'd say welcome, Filip, but he's still here. So thank you for your continued service. In car number 2, quite a lot of you recommended him, is Guanyu Zhou. Representing Asia, as I am in Singapore, Guanyu Zhou is in car number 2. And he looks like such a good all-round driver. I'm very excited to see what he can do in this car. He hasn't got a huge amount of growth potential, only an average, but is an aggressive driver, so we'll try and take opportunities that jump out at him. But yes, he is looking very, very good, and I'm very happy about that. Yeah, I'm very pleased. I mean, his pace stats are all pretty good. Braking is high, so I'm hoping that there will be less racing incidents with Guanyu Zhou. We'll put a bit into his cornering, a bit into reactions to get all of those up to 80, and then we'll start looking at like adaptability and accuracy and things like that. But all very, very good, and really not on that much of an expensive contract. 2.7 million a year, so he's getting paid less than what Lance Stroll got in the first season, I think. A 3-year contract, we've locked him down quite a lot. We're only going to pay him 170,000 if he finishes above 12th. So I'm very, very happy with this contract. I think it's really good. We've got Guanyu Zhou in. But the ultimate question is who's partnering him in car number 1? Who's our lead driver for this season? Did Seb Vettel keep that spot? And the answer to that is no. We've mirrored real life. We've brought in Fernando Alonso, which he is incredible in this game. He performed really well with Alpine. They didn't give him a new contract, so we've snapped him up. Fernando Alonso is driving for Aston Martin in real life, and he's going to be driving for us at Aston Martin in the game in the second season as well. In terms of contract, 9 million. Sounds like a lot for a 1-year contract, but when you deep dive into it, It's $9 million, which is $5.4 million less than what we paid Seb. And we were paying Seb $1.4 million every time he finished above 10th. We're paying Alonso 510 grand if he finishes above 8th. So generally, we're on much better terms in terms of, I think, our driver lineup, I think, is brilliant. Alonso, Guanyu Zhou Guanyu, and Felipe Drugovich. Felipe Drugovich is going to get loads of P1s because Alonso really shouldn't need to do them. And yeah, it's all of it combined is cheaper than what we were paying last year. All of it combined is cheaper in bonuses to what we paid last year, only if Seb got one of the bonuses. So yeah, there it is. We did try to get Vesti in as the third choice driver, but he doesn't want to be a reserve driver for any F1 team anymore. Now that he's had a car 2 slot, he wants to be car 2 somewhere. So we'll see what's happened to him. Seb Vettel just kept on rejecting our contracts even right up to the last moment. So he has gone and he has joined another team. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with this. Very, very happy. It's a good mix of young and old, a good third driver as well, who we pointed out was doing well in F2 in real life. So I quite like that realism. But yeah, Alonso's got a 1-year contract. Guanyu Zhou's got a 3-year contract, and Felipe Drugovich will sort of keep ticking him over until he thinks he's ready for F2, I guess, to go into car number 2. But that leads us in to the whole team roster update. So I only know some of these. I don't know all of them because obviously I wanted to go and look early on as soon as Seb turned us down to see where he's gone. So let's go and have a look. So here we are then. So no changes at the top 2 teams. Ferrari, Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz keep their spots. Red Bull have Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. They have... Ferrari have called up Antonio Giovinazzi as their reserve driver. And Sebastian Buemi stays at Red Bull. So Mercedes have kept Lewis Hamilton and George Russell, but called up Jehan Daruvala as their reserve driver, someone that we were scouting. And here you go. It's basically a straight swap then. Sebastian Vettel joins Alpine in car number 1. We take Fernando Alonso, and they keep Esteban Ocon in car number 2. And they've called up Theo Pourchaire, who again was someone that we had scouted. Alfa Romeo have gone for Valtteri Bottas and Lance Stroll to take their car 2 number spot. So Lance Stroll will be battling again on the circuit, and Robert Kubica remains as their reserve driver. We've got Alonso, Guanyu Zhou and Drugovich, which I'm very happy about. AlphaTauri have had a change. Alex Albon comes into car 2, replacing Yuki Tsunoda, who's gone somewhere. Gasly keeps at car number 1, and Jack Doohan comes in as their new reserve driver. Daniel Ricciardo, Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri all line up for McLaren for another season. Haas have appointed Nico Hulkenberg into car number 1. What a move that is for them. Kevin Magnussen remains in car number 2, and Fittipaldi gets their reserve driver spot. Mick Schumacher moves from Haas to Williams. Yuki Tsunoda moves from AlphaTauri to Williams, and Nick De Vries is their reserve driver. That's pretty strong for Williams if you think about where they came from when they had Latifi, who doesn't get a seat in F1 at all. So no Frederick Vesti and no Nicholas Latifi. Wow, okay, so let's have a quick look then and just go into this. We'll sort by overall rating. Who is no longer in here? If we go down, so all the highest rated people have it. So Bouchon is still in F2. Jack Doohan is a reserve driver in F1. Sebastian, there is Nicholas Latifi, the GOAT, Goatifi, 74 rated, has lost out on a seat. Frederick Vesti hasn't got a seat, not even gone back down to F2. Vacher is now in F2. Yuri Vips in F2 still as well. Pourchaire called up. Stoffel Van Dorn is now a free agent after being dropped by McLaren. So quite a lot of change. And I think we've had... You do get regenerated, like new gen drivers. Not regenerated, but new gen drivers. So if we go right down to the bottom. And some of them can be females, which I'm very intrigued with. So Pepe Marti looks like he may be a... regenerated driver. Tayaba Dawood, there you go, a female driver. Awesome. I love the fact that this is in the game. I do absolutely love it because obviously female drivers are getting more prominent in motorsport, which is really good. Willoughby Hume is a real guy. I always think that's a made up name, but he is a real guy. Carmen Romero, 18 years old, currently racing for Trident. Apparently that is a new generated person, which is awesome. In fact, Ruth Ashworth as well is one. There you go, 19 years old in for art. I think we bookmark. I like this idea. So I want to bookmark the lady drivers in here, the female drivers, and we can keep an eye on them and just see how they progress. I think that's a really cool thing to do. So there we go. We've bookmarked the 3 female drivers just to see how they progress. I'm just really interested to see how it goes. There are some dreadful drivers in here, like Kevin Robin, 39 rated. That would be quite the challenge. 37 rated Nico Caddy as well. So, yeah, some terrible drivers who aren't really going to compete with Guanyu Zhou and Fernando Alonso, which I'm very excited about. Right, let's see if we can. We have 82 days until the Bahrain circuit, or the Bahrain Grand Prix, I should say. So let's get into this then. So everything resets to AM23, which I don't mind. Car analysis, let's compare ourselves to... We are still below the grid average on everything, but we wanted to compete basically with Alpine. So we have a higher low-speed cornering. Alpine are better in everything else. Low-speed dirty air cornering we're better in. So low-speed cornering, we're still pretty good. Let's have a look at McLaren. We have better low-speed cornering than McLaren, so we could be challenging a couple of other teams this year. AlphaTauri, we've got a much better top speed and engine cooling. So it does look like all the other teams, Alfa Romeo is still well ahead of us. Yeah, so it does look like a lot of the other teams have been upgrading as well. So it should make for quite an interesting little battle this season. I'm excited to see how we do. So there you go. So Mercedes are looking good. There's probably a better way to look at it. Haas then. We are 17th on the grid for top speed, 15th for top speed, DRS and acceleration, which is good. Yes, I like the sound of that grid average. Let's have a look at the grid average. That's always a way to do it. 17th on top speed and acceleration, so we can work on that. Low speed cornering, 13th is good. We need to increase our medium and high speed cornering. Okay, that is what we're going to go and focus on straight away then. So medium and high speed cornering. Let's get a new project going. We'll design. So that does all cornering. Rear wing... So we need high speed and medium, which I thought would just be the front wing. So that's what we're going to go for to start with. We will put 4. We'll leave. Well, let's put 2 man hours on that. We'll get lots of wind tunnel hours so that we can improve it like so. So that is taking up our high speed, medium speed, and low speed. So we'll put 30 hours into that, and then we just want to really focus on these things. We'll have a bit of low speed. I'm not fussed about brake cooling at the moment. I think airflow would be useful. We'll leave that as normal. So we are ploughing most of the research into the high speed cornering and the medium speed cornering, which I'm very happy with. So we'll put we'll put 5 engineers on that. I think we'll rush it or intense. So your engineers will put in extra hours to optimize design. The cost will be higher, but you'll gain a greater car part experience, but expertise bonus, which will improve future designs of this. So I think we spend 2 million straight out and get that done on intense, I think. Although it's a lot of money to do it. But if we do it on the first one, get the car part expertise, and then do the others on rushed, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. And it's going to be done before the Bahrain Grand Prix, which means we may get to manufacture components to put on there as well. Sort of feel like while we're here, we should get something else done as well. So that's going to be low and medium speed corners. Low and medium speed corners. Okay, the underfloor does cornering as well. So let's get... we'll put 1.5 into that. We'll get some wind tunnels hour in there for... See, 20... you need to go to 30, I think, to get... So 29 does get high speed involved, which is what we want to improve. Okay, so continue with that. Again, we want to make it basically affect cornering, but focus on them. We'll go down here. Drag reduction would be nice as well. In fact, we don't need too much airflow sensitivity. We want to focus on these sort of things here and get the most out of that. Yeah, that's given us a big boost in high-speed cornering, so we'll go for that. Again, let's intense it. 72 days. I don't think that's going to be done in time. If we go 3 and we'll... 3 minutes. Yeah, we'll do it intense because, again, you get that expertise. That is looking good. Can we actually now have... Yes, we do, because we've unlocked... We unlocked the thing we needed from the factory. So do we go for... No, suspension is the only thing we didn't actually upgrade. I'm just worried. We're using up most of our man hours and wind tunnel time here. So we're going to do just a gentle one for the suspension. Nothing new there. Well, there's only 64 days left. This is going to take 82 days to do. So sod it. Let's just pummel everything in to the suspension. We'll continue that. Again, I feel like we need to just focus on these high-speed, medium-speed corners. We know that's where we're struggling. And this one, we're actually going to go for quite a lot of drag reduction as well. Brake cooling, again, not too fussed about that. So Let's see what that does to it. So brake cooling will actually be lower. Okay, so maybe we don't lower it too much. Can we do that? What effect is this going to have if we... Yeah, okay, so brake cooling would stay the same. I don't mind that. Would get a top speed would go up to 390. Top speed would go up. We're not affecting the high speed corners anymore, though. Okay, so what do we need to take off to increase that high speed cornering? Or maybe suspension just isn't what we need for it. Yeah, I think that... Okay, so if we take off lower speed, but then that's going to... Nah, I don't want to do that. It's gonna increase our high speed ever so slightly at this sort of setting. It's not going to do anything for low speed. Does increase our top speed. Does increase DRS top speed as well. Lose a little bit in dirty air cornering. Okay, they've tweaked this as well, which means you do have to sort of pay attention to this. Okay. Top speed's still going up. High speed is still going up. Medium's going up. Low speed's going up. Acceleration's going up slightly. Top speed's going up slightly. I think everything that I think that's good. We're going to go with that balance there. We'll put our 2 engineers remaining on it, and we will do it intense as well because we're going to get that bonus. So lovely, lovely stuff. What have we got in the warehouse at the moment? Chassis, we have 4. I think you start with 4. 6 front wings, 6 rear wings, 4 side pods, 4 underfloors, and 4 suspension as well. Lovely, lovely stuff. Brand new engines. Oh, I'm looking forward to starting this. Right, we're going to move forward just slightly, see if we get any news, because there is a prepare for next season. So I think we'll... or is that what we were doing? Scouting is complete, I think. Dennis Hauger is another one we're looking at potentially bringing into car number 3, as is Logan Sargent. So we'll get an eye on then. And Esteban Chalitu is here to say something. Oh, you've got development points, have you? Lovely. Let's put you into low speed downforce. That gets you up to a 75 rated, which is lovely stuff. In fact, we should go and check all of our staff. So Ralph Koenig also has a point. We'll put that into the chassis. You just use yours. Chris Cronin, we'll put that into feedback with Fernando Alonso. And Guanyu Zhou can have feedback as well, which raises Ian Mitchell up to Ben Mitchell up to a 85 overall, which is absolutely lovely. Pit crew are training on tyre changes. We need to get that back up to speed. The scouting team, we've got 3 of 3. We're not really looking at anything at the moment. And the engineering team, we have 10 of 10. And we are saving up. The next plan is to save up. We're doing the next factory, which allows us to do 5 manufacturers at one time. The design centre, I think if that's the one we save for, it increases. Yeah. When we upgrade it, we'll be able to get 15 engineers, which will be massive in terms of our development opportunities. So that is what we're saving up for, 15 million for that. Right, let's crack on. So our suspension simulator is in poor condition. It cost 3 million to refurb it. Oh my word. So brake cooling is currently down to 3.2. Okay, I assume we're probably going to have to refurbish that because that is a little bit irritating. That leaves us with 2 million in the bank, and I'm pretty sure that's not going to be the only thing soon that is going to be crumbling to the ground. Yes, the boardroom is in poor condition as well, and we don't want to piss off the board members, so we are going to refurbish that for them. I probably could have built a new one there, but we have... Oh yeah, we've got scouts unused, so let's go and... why not? Let's scout the female drivers. We've got them bookmarked, so let's go and scout them. We've got 3 scouts available, and we have 3... female drivers that we would like to scout. So detailed scouting, and there we go. The scouts are no longer idle. Why has one of them disappeared? Did I accidentally click scouting in progress? I had 3 scouts there. Why have I... What? I'm very confused. I'm very confused about what's just happened there. I had 3 scouts available and I scouted 3 people, and now I only have 2 bookmarked. Okay, that may be a glitch. There's Ruth. Who did I scout instead of Ruth? Bookmark you back on. I thought I had 3. Am I scouting? I can't be scouting someone else. I've got... Oh, there we go. It's unbugged itself now. There we go. It's unbugged itself. Lovely. Okay, so the design of the new suspension is complete. So, can we go and manufacture that new suspension, which would be lovely. There it is. We'll manufacture that. We will do it as... Rushed is in 3 days. That's in 5 days. I think we've got quite... yeah, 51 days we've got until the Grand Prix. So we'll get 4 of them at a normal pace for 200 grand, which is fine. And we're waiting for the other bits to be developed. So yes, the suspension is done. The boardroom refurb is complete. Memorabilia room is now in poor condition. 350,000. We'll just keep them ticking over for now. We'll just keep them ticking over. That's not a problem. And Claire is delighted that the boardroom's been re-upholstered. The suspension centre as well has now been then car part test centre again. 2.2 million. Bloody hell. Okay, we're just going to keep all these things ticking over until wind tunnel. Oh, this is going to cost a bomb, I imagine. We can't refurbish the wind tunnel just yet. 3.25. So we basically need 1 more month of income from someone. The memorabilia room, though, is up to scratch, and that's what people love to see. Tour centre's in poor condition as well, but we will go back to the car park test centre because 3.2, I thought we had enough. The car park test centre is under refurbishment, so I thought we would have got some money from the sponsors there. The tour centre is so cheap. Let's just refurbish that, and we'll deal with the car park centre in a minute. Okay, so the tour centre is now fully operational, which means we're going to get some more money from that. The front wing design is complete, so we're going to... Right, up-and-coming driver, Roman Stanek, apparently. Philip Jr. has some development points available. Lovely. Let's put both of those. Oh, he's gone up to a 72. Excellent. We'll put both of those into cornering, giving 74 pace overall, which I'm very happy about. I don't think any of the other drivers have them. No, they don't. Tour centre is complete, and the front wing is now complete as well. So we're going to... It's going to be... We've got 37 days... And all 4 of those are going to be built before the Bahrain Grand Prix, which is good. So we're already getting new components on the car before the first Grand Prix. Okay, so all the manufacturing is now complete for the suspension, so we can go and get those put on the car. We have some idle engineers, as we know, because we've just finished doing the suspension. So let's go to the car setup, shall we, and install on car 1 and on car 2. Lovely, lovely stuff. The front wing we can install on car 1 for now, because we're manufacturing the other ones. I've got a feeling, actually... Yeah, 2 have been completed on that as well. So, yeah, we're making good progress on the new design for the car, which is awesome. And we're not far off the Bahrain Grand Prix, which will be the next episode. But for now, we are doing a few things. So, yeah, that's been complete. Ruth Athras has been scouted. Carmen Romero has been scouted. And Tayyiba Dawood has been scouted as well. Lovely stuff. So welcome to the 2023 season, and yeah, brand new season of Formula 1 is ahead of us, with every team working tirelessly behind the scenes to create a championship-winning car. Last year saw Ferrari take home the trophy for the constructors, and Max Verstappen claiming first place for Red Bull in the drivers. Clean slate though, so who will come out on top? Anybody knows. Board confidence, they have a high confidence in us, which is awesome. We're going to have another review in 5 months, and in pre-testing, from the looks of things, our car's medium speed cornering could be improved compared to that of the grid, which is valuable information already. So, yes, we've sort of taken that on board. But top speed, we're 11th for top speed, 13th in low speed, 19th medium speed, high speed 17th. Yeah, okay, so we've got a bit of improvement to do. And we have a new ART test period, which is awesome because it means we can do some new designs, which I'm sure we'll get onto. But we are now in the position where we can afford to... what was it? The wind tunnel needed refurbing for £3.25 million. So we'll get that done with some sponsorship money that's come in. I think we also had, there was something else, the race simulator. And I don't want to miss out on that because that allows us to maximise point grabbing and development points for all the other people. We have some idle engineers. Okay, let's design a new component then. Let's go for, yeah, let's go for a rear wing. Why not? If we've got some... new things to use here. So 46 days is this ART period, so we can probably manage this one a little bit better than the last. So let's go for that. Again, we need our cornering to improve, we know that much, so those 2 are going up. Medium speed's going up, high speed goes up a little bit, top speed is going up, nothing decreasing at the moment. If we put airflow sensitivity up, we could be in a good pressure. The DRS delta would be massive as well. I think we go for that. I think drag reduction could be useful, but it's not going to have a huge effect on this part. But we really need those medium and high speed corners to go up. So we're going to go with that. And we'll get 2 engineers on that. we will do it intensely. Insufficient funds. Wow, we have insufficient funds to do anything. We've only got 664 grand. Okay, we need to get some money in the bank. So testing in Bahrain, again, shows similar results to last time. And Charitu has low morale. Oh, come on, Esteban. Cheer up, mate. You'll be all right. It'll all get better. Only one day until the race weekend. And here we are on the season start day. So I'm very excited for this. And it'll be in the next episode, which we will get the Bahrain underway. The Bahrain Grand Prix underway. Minimal money in the bank, so we need to get some good like sponsorship payments. But yeah, let me know, how do you think we're going to get on this season? Is it going to be a top half finish? Is it going to be a top 3 finish? Or are we going to completely crash and burn and finish at the bottom of the Constructors' Championship? Let me know. What do you think of the driver lineup? Get all your comments in down below. Leave a like, subscribe if you enjoy it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.